All right, we are live. Hey, everybody. Good night. Right, it's Tuesday, Trivia Tuesday. We are live on Facebook, live on YouTube. I have some great guests tonight we're going to meet. I always take my honorary drink. People like to guess what's in my cup. It's really just ice water, but you can guess whatever you want at home. Leave those comments during the show. Leave a comment in if you have a funny or a silly answer. Put that up. I'll share it on the screen. You'll get to see yourself on camera. You know, how great is that? If everybody's ready, I'm going to take my first sip.
L'chaim.
Yeah, wait. Or Colleen, there you go. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Stuff I Never Knew, your weekly trivia game show. I'm Jeff. I'm your host tonight. Stuff I Never Knew is your weekly trivia game show podcast. Each week, 3 players from around the world call in and battle it out over 3 rounds of trivia. We have some great guests. We have Moxie from the Your Brain on Facts podcast and Colleen and Bridgett from Hot Flashes and Cool Topics. We're going to meet them in the second round, but as you know, we get right into it, and we're going to start with Moxie tonight. And for everybody in the first round, we are going to play a game called Earthworms or Makeup. And what I want you to do, I'm going to give you a name. And what I want you to do is tell me, is that name a name of an earthworm or a chemical found in makeup? So it's either or. So is it an earthworm or is it makeup? I'll put my I have a little banner made up there.
Oh, high school Latin, don't fail me now.
Oh, yeah, that's a good clue. All right, over to Moxie. Ultramarine. Is ultramarine a type of earthworm? Or is it a chemical found in makeup?
It had better be a chemical found in makeup.
It is.
Because that would be a very strange worm.
It is makeup. It's an oxide of sodium, aluminum, and silicone. Over to Bridgett. Prussia blue. Is Prussia blue a type of earthworm or a chemical in makeup?
Oh, man. I think it's I'm going to say a chemical in makeup.
A chemical is correct. It's made by oxidizing iron cyanide. It's actually one of the first synthetically produced pigments. How about that? We're learning so much tonight.
And a discontinued Crayola color.
Oh. Now that's stuff I never knew. All right, Colleen.
All right.
Muscovite. Is muscovite an earthworm or a chemical in makeup?
Muscovite is I'm gonna go with makeup.
Makeup. You think I did 3 makeups in a row? You are correct. It's also known as white mica. We want makeup. Over to Moxie. Paraben. Is paraben an earthworm or a chemical in makeup?
That is a chemical.
It is a chemical. I went 4 makeups in a row.
You're like a sadistic teacher who arranges the Scantron so it's all C's.
Let's see what happens. All right, over to Bridgett. Almaday. Is almaday an earthworm or a chemical in makeup?
I'm going to say a chemical in makeup just because I think you're sadistic. So there we go.
I appreciate it. We only knew each other for 5 minutes, but that is an earthworm in South America, Africa, and Indonesia.
Oh, now it's what, 4 makeup and 1 earthworm.
Yeah, we got there might be a pattern. Over to Colleen. Lumbricidae. Lumbricidae. I'll spell it because I have no idea if I'm saying that right. It's LUMBRICIDAE. Lumbricidae?
I'm gonna go with Bridgett and say earthworm because I think there's a pattern. Now you're switching.
Earthworm is correct.
Okay.
Back to Moxie. Coal tar.
That is a chemical.
Chemical is correct. Bridgett. Man, these are getting tougher and tougher. There's not a lot to. So the goal of this round is to kind of make them sound alike, but we're getting kind of crazy here. Bridgett, Benhamine. Is Benhamine?
I'm going to say earthworm. I don't know.
Earthworm is correct from Ethiopia. And finally, Colleen,
Oh no.
Haplotaxidae.
I'm gonna go with earthworm.
Earthworm is correct. And the pattern there is if it ends in A, we had Almidae, Lubricidae, Benhamine, and Haplotaxidae. I'm sure there's somebody out there who's a biologist, or not a biologist, whatever people who study earthworms are. They're going to call in and yell at me for these pronunciations. But,
Yeah, the AE long A sound is always a giveaway for scientific names.
So after the first round, we have Moxie and Colleen tied at 3 and Bridgett with 2. I think that's right. And Bridgett with 2. Let's go over to we have a brand new scoreboard this season. We have Moxie 3, 2, and 3. Look at that. Everybody's still in the game so far. And as you know, when we go into round 2, we'd like to meet our players. I want to welcome Moxie from the Your Brain on Facts podcast. Moxie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on. Me and my teammate over here. My new kitten named Mango, who can't stand to be more than 2 feet away from me or to not be chewing on me for any length of time.
Well, that's pretty typical with kittens. We had a cat that would just eat my wife's, not eat, but like suckle on my wife's shirt overnight, and she would just wake up completely soaked. I'm sure she's glad I'm telling that story live right now. Moxie, your podcast, Your Brain on Facts. I think you said, I was listening to a show, you had a little bit of a format change, you have a storytelling format going on where you're kind of going back through and telling some stories. Tell us a little bit about your show and what's going on.
Well, Your Brain on Facts is your weekly half hour of things you never knew, everything from the history of nursing to the origin of the Vulcan salute to the theft of Canada's strategic maple syrup reserve. For the past few months, I had been covering things that were somehow related to the COVID lockdown. So things like recipes during World War II rationing, hermits, things like that. But with the other major issue we have in our life right now, I'm alternating between those topics and the untold history of people of color in America. So the first episode was about the riots in Rosewood, Tulsa, and Chicago in 1919, because those were all like entire communities wiped out and we never even heard about it. Unfortunately, I came to learn about those things too late to include it in the Your Brain on Facts book, available now from your local retailer or Amazon.com.
Well, check it out. It is a great podcast. You're a tremendous storyteller. I listened to a few of those episodes. It really pulls you in, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I'm so glad to have you here on the show. Are you ready for the hot seat?
So looking forward to it.
Oh, and if anybody let's go back real quick. If anybody wants to find you, what's the best way to find Your Brain on Facts?
Central point of information, yourbrainonfacts.com. I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Your Brain on Facts and Twitter at Brain on Facts Pod. God forbid Twitter give us enough letters.
I know, please. The big question, are you ready for the hot seat?
I'm so looking forward to it. Can't wait.
All right. In round 2, each player will get one question from each of these 3 categories, and then you'll get one Name 5 bonus question. And on the Name 5, you'll have 10 seconds. So that's where it gets kind of interesting, but we'll get to that in a second. Your 3 categories tonight are TriBonds, geography, and movies. Now, if you haven't played the game before, you may not be familiar with TriBonds. What a TriBond is, I'm going to give you a series of 3 clues, and you got to tell me what ties those 3 things together. For example, if I say car, elephant, or tree, everybody would answer
Trunk.
Look at that. It's almost like we rehearsed it. The trunk is correct. All 3 of those, a car trunk, elephant has a trunk, and tree trunk. So, Moxie, if you're ready, I have your first TriBond.
Bring it on.
String, black, kidney.
Bean.
Types of beans is correct. your geography question. What is the world's largest country?
World's largest country. Oh, which is bigger, Russia or Australia? I'm going to go with... Oh, you ever have one of those where you feel like you're going to be dumb no matter what you say? I'm going to go with Russia.
Russia.
With no sense of confidence.
Russia with no sense of confidence. You should have the confidence. Russia is correct. Correct. 2 points for you. And your movies question. Axel Foley is played by what comedian in the 1984 action comedy Beverly Hills Cop?
Best original score song to come out in the 80s, but why in the world did we let that man sing? It was Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Well, his girl just wants to party all the time.
Yeah, but we let him, Bruce Willis, and Don Johnson cut albums. Now, granted, there was a lot of coke going on.
It happens.
A lot.
What else are you going to do in the 80s?
Yeah.
Besides a love of neon lights and weird triangle patterns.
And little mesh belly shirts on straight guys.
There we go. All right, Moxie, your name 5 bonus question. You're going to have 10 seconds on the clock. I'm going to read you the category. And as soon as I finish the category, the timer begins. Moxie, I need you to name 5 sports in the Summer Olympics and go.
Butterfly, the shot put, javelin, discus, long jump.
With 3 seconds to spare, you nailed it. All 5.
I think of any other swimming races. What are the other strokes called?
Oh, butterfly, backstroke, freestyle. Yeah. Yes.
You ran the board there. You had 5 in the bonus and 3 in the round 2 questions. So you're going to be at 11 points. And I'm going to introduce both my next guests at the same time because they're on the same podcast. They're from the Hot Flashes and Cool Topics podcast. It's Bridgett and Colleen. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Having us.
Oh, we're excited to have you here tonight. Tell us a little bit about the podcast, how long you've been around, and what's a little bit of a background of the show.
I can start. Well,
Okay.
We got started in September with our first episode, and we talk about anything and everything to do with midlife. So it could be a cool topic. We didn't want to just be about like the hot flashes part, but we wanted some other topics that are affecting women in midlife. And so, Colleen, you want to add to it?
Sure, you pretty much just described what we do. But anyway, our demographic is pretty much 45 to 70-year-old women. We're trying really hard to work on changing the narrative of midlife because a lot of women hit that 45 and they think, oh, okay, this is it. I'm on the downslope. And that's just not the case. We are, creating a new narrative. We're doing what we want. We no longer have kids maybe at home. We're not working up the ladder to be the CEO. So we kind of get to define this stage of life. And it's been really interesting because like last week on the show, we had 2 of the plaintiffs from the Marriage Equality Act who went up to the Supreme Court. And their story was amazing. And we'll have authors and we'll have CEOs. And then we'll have someone who loves being a grandmother or loves being a mom later in life, which we think is crazy. But hey, whatever works. So it's really just about anyone who's willing to change that old narrative in midlife. And now that I know Moxie does the brain on facts, I think, she's got a little bit of an edge here.
Wow, sorry about that, but hey, we could do a crossover later. I can bring the facts to you, or we could just talk about how awesome it is that once you turn 40, you realize you have no F's to give for anyone anymore, and it's very freeing.
That's great. That's great.
Man.
One side effect of the show, and I love having podcasters as guests, but I've seen other people book other shows. So if there's any kind of cross promotion, definitely, I can share your information afterwards, or after the show, we'll do a little mini after show. You can share information. If we wanted to reach out and find hot flashes, if we wanted to find hot flashes and cool topic, I put a D on there. If we wanted to find hot flashes and cool topics, what's the best way to get a hold of you, and where can we find your podcast?
Well, we're on any platform that podcasts are found. Our website is hotflashescooltopics.com. And we love for people to, if they have an idea or a topic they want us to discuss, they can go on hotflashescooltopics@gmail.com. We're on all social media except for TikTok because we just don't want to be. So it's just too confusing.
Well, now I have to split you up because I'm going to put Bridgett into the hot seat. Bridgett, are you ready for the hot seat?
I guess.
I guess. You'll have the same 3 categories: TriBonds, geography, and movies. Your TriBond question: lamb, pork,
Chop.
karate.
Finish the question.
Karate chop. With confidence. All right. Your geography question: what country has the world's longest coastline?
Oh gosh, country is the world's coastline. Ugh. Oh, that's hard. Oh, country. I'm trying to think of my maps and oh gosh. Oh, it would be New oh no. Is it Australia or?
Is Australia your answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Canada. Canada.
Up there at the top.
It's got all those little turns and dips.
Yeah. All that thing at the top.
All right. All right, Moxie. Rick Moranis plays.
Is this Moxie or me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Moxie was waving it as I leaned down. I'm sorry.
I'm so excited for how Bridget's doing.
Oh yeah, because you're getting ahead.
You got that first one so fast.
I know, but then I'm the only one that's missed anything. Go ahead.
Oh, don't worry. No, there's more to be missed. I promise.
Okay.
All right, Bridgett.
Yes.
Your movies question: Rick Moranis plays Lord Helmet in what 1987 comedy?
Is it Spaceballs?
Spaceballs is correct. Correct. All right, so here we go. We're going to go over to your name 5.
Oh, I thought I was done. Forgot. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a category. You have to name 5 things that fit in that category. It's anything goes as long as it fits in that category.
Okay.
I'll read you the category, and when I'm done, the timer starts. Bridgett, I need you to name 5 brands of tennis shoes and go.
Adidas, Reebok, Nike, New Balance, Brooks. Is that 5 or is that
That's
10?
5, but you have still 5 seconds if you want to have fun.
Okay.
That's okay. You don't get extra points, but it's just fun to see how many you can get.
I didn't even know how many I said. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and update the score sheet here. We have you're hanging right in there with 9 points. So we have 11-9, and we're going to Colleen now.
Uh-oh.
We'll pull up everybody should be able to see the scoreboard here.
It's so fancy.
I know.
It's so high tech.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3.
But you haven't
so
gone
far. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, Colleen, are you ready for the hot seat?
As I'll ever be.
All right, you're going to have 3 categories again: TriBonds, geography, and movies. Your TriBond question: double, tunnel, 2020. What ties double, tunnel, and 2020 together? Vision is correct. Looking at the United States, what is America's largest state by land area?
Okay, largest state. Oh, I'm going to be between 2 here. California?
California is incorrect. We're staying north. I stayed north. Russia, Canada, Alaska. Alaska is the largest state. Almost 17% of all the volume of the U.S., which I just learned that's how big Alaska is. I think by square miles.
Yeah, it's slightly more than twice as big as Texas.
Yes, it's huge.
I'm so afraid of Moxie right now.
Yeah, this is what I do.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is what I
Moxie's-
do.
well,
They don't keep
Moxie's
me
giving-
around for my good looks and charm. Okay, that's the reason I went into podcasting.
Yeah, when Moxie's giving the host facts, we're in trouble. We could be in trouble here.
Mhm.
All right.
You have no idea how many I'm holding back. I'm trying not to disrupt the flow of the show.
All right, Colleen, your movies question. What is the name of the character that Ellen DeGeneres provides the voice for in Finding Nemo?
She's the fish, and it's la 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 la. It's not Nemo, it's Dory.
Dory is correct. Correct. Oh, I did not see that. We had a little pregame show, but I did sneak it in here. Colleen, I'm going to give you a name 5 bonus question.
Okay.
We joked about every show I sneak in the word balls somewhere, and I thought Spaceballs was the thing. But that's not the only balls tonight.
Oh,
Sorry.
no.
I didn't do this on purpose.
Sure.
But Colleen, I do need your name 5 question. You have 10 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
Name 5 kinds of balls and go.
Basketball, tennis ball, soccer ball, volleyball, baseball.
7 with still 4 seconds to go. You got it. We have a game going on here. We have Colleen with 2 and 5. Let's pull up the scoreboard there. It always takes me a second to update the scoreboard. Let's go to the scoreboard. We have Moxie with 11, Colleen with 10, and Bridgett with 9. We're going to go to the final round. I can only take 2 of you, but the third person isn't out of it. So hang in there. Let's hear how this is going to work tonight. In the final round, tonight we're going to play a game. It's called Multiple Choice Bonus Round. And the way this works is I'm going to give you a multiple choice question. Now you get a chance to answer it without the choices for 2 points. You can guess right or wrong. It doesn't matter. You don't get penalized if you're wrong, or you can pass, and then I'll read you the choices. If you use the choices and you get it correct, you'll get 1 point. But if you're wrong, Bridgett is the only person who can try to steal the question for 1 point. Okay. So Bridgett could actually win her way back in and knock out the last place person. So the battle in the final round is going to be between Colleen and Moxie, but any wrong questions go to Bridgett, and Bridgett can earn points to get back in and knock you out. So you got to be careful here. We're going to Moxie, since you're in the lead, you have a 1 point advantage right now. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go ahead and go first.
All right. And the questions, they're going to start easy and they're going to get more difficult as we go on. All right, Moxie, your first question. On which day is April Fool's Day?
April the 1st.
April the 1st is correct.
I don't talk to nobody. I don't read nothing. I don't leave the house if I can avoid it. I hate April Fool's Day.
All right, over to Colleen.
Yes.
How many inches are in 1 foot?
12.
12 is correct. It's a showdown, but those are the easy ones. We're going to get a little bit difficult here. Moxie, which substance found in some foods is also used to stiffen shirt collars?
Do I have to be specific as to what plant it came from?
Colleen
Because, I
did
mean,
not
it's-
like your specific.
I did not like that.
Well, I mean, it's starch, obviously, but do I need to know corn, potato?
No, you don't need to know. I don't
Okay,
need to type
starch.
it. I will accept starch. That's,
I don't want to play Moxie anymore.
You're only 1 point behind me. Why are you fussing? We have such a close game going on.
it's a 1 point. 1 point. That's all
Yeah.
we're at.
I could have said starch, but God only knows what.
Well, you each are scoring 2 points right now because you're both getting them without the choices.
Okay.
All right, Colleen, which creature produces pearls for 2 points?
Oyster.
Oyster is correct. We're tied. We got 4-4 in the final round. Still a 1 point advantage. Back to Moxie. What was the subject of Charles Darwin's famous theory?
The theory of evolution?
Theory of evolution. I feel like you think these are too easy.
Well,
So-
I mean, it was a little bit, maybe a little bit. Interestingly, he also made it a point to eat one of every animal he discovered. And there was a point where there had been this species of bird he had not been able to find, but someone on his crew caught a bunch of them and served them for dinner. And when he found out what they were eating, because he hadn't had a chance to study it yet, he gathered up everybody's plates, crated it up, and sent it back to the museum in England.
Oh.
Colleen, we should just leave now. Goodbye.
The extra stuff doesn't get me points.
Yeah.
There's no extra credit here.
Oh.
This is sickness.
You're just playing mind games now.
All right. Back to Colleen. The host is flustered at this point. Back to Colleen. What is the total number of spots on a 6-sided game die? It's a little bit of math on this question.
6, 10, 15, 21.
21 is correct.
I declare that.
All right, back to Moxie. Before becoming president of the United States, Bill Clinton served 5 terms as governor of which state?
Arkansas.
Arkansas is correct. We're not even going to the multiple choices with you two tonight.
I just want to hear about Arkansas. Moxie.
I mean, I drove through it one time. It was my distinct privilege to produce the only George R.R. Martin approved Game of Thrones burlesque show, and we drove through Arkansas on our way to his theater in Santa Fe, New Mexico. But I couldn't. I mean, it was like nice, I guess. Everybody has to live somewhere.
All right. Back to Colleen. Which type of vehicle was a Zeppelin?
Zeppelin. We're talking cars now, right? No.
The host can't give you clues.
What was the question again?
What type of vehicle was a Zeppelin?
Those big Goodyear things. The blimp. Goodyear.
I'll accept it. It's correct. We're an airship or blimp. We'll take or those big things like Goodyear.
Everything.
All right, we're still tied in this final round. It's head-to-head matchup.
I don't want to be tied anymore, Bridgett. You take it.
I wanted to say it. I was sitting on my hands. Gosh. Okay.
Back to Moxie. Which city was the hometown of the Beatles?
I'm not going to bust out the accent. Nobody deserves that. They're from Liverpool.
Liverpool is correct.
Do we just keep going until one of us?
One of us just drops dead. Yeah, basically.
Yes.
Just checking.
Yeah, I'd like to use the multiple choices. Some nights you really need all of them, but some nights you don't need any of them. And this is one of those nights so far. Back to Colleen.
Mm-hmm.
Who did singer and actress Courtney Love marry in 1992?
Oh, I know his name. Shot himself. Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain. That's how you pulled it.
I'm never going to get back in. God.
They are running the board, Bridgett.
Trust me, it's inevitable. It's going to be mine.
All right.
You're psyching yourself out. I'm not even doing this. You're doing this all to yourself.
2 questions each remaining.
Okay.
Moxie, what is the name of the apparatus that is primarily used for weaving?
A loom.
A loom is correct. Over to Colleen.
Oh no, this can't be good. Okay.
Next to an athlete's name, you might see the letters OR, WR, or PB. What does PB stand for?
Next to an athlete's name.
I think that's the first hard question we've got.
Mhm.
Oh, thanks.
Well, yeah. Thanks.
I'm gonna
Call
go
them like I sees 'em.
professional baseball.
Personal baseball.
Professional baseball.
Professional baseball. Well, you get Olympic record, world record, personal best.
I didn't get to guess that.
Oh,
You
Bridgett for
took
the
that
steal.
from me.
Bridgett for the
Bridgett for the steal. Here, I'll edit it.
I was going to say that. I mean, no, it really was.
Oh
It
wait,
was-
you know I still screwed it up.
yeah, it's not personal best.
Wait, it's still Colleen's turn. Hold on a second.
Oh, okay.
Colleen,
Yes. How did
is it prize bearer, points bag, personal best, or provisional ban?
personal best?
I
Personal best.
call shenanigans on the whole
No,
thing.
that was fair and square, Bridget.
You yelled it out. You didn't answer it. Okay.
My team.
All right, we'll put an asterisk on the scorecard next to that 1 point there. It may or may not come back to haunt us. Let's see what happens.
It won't.
All right, Moxie, your last question. What was the main language of ancient Rome?
I hope it was Latin, because if it was anything else, I'm not going to get it.
Latin is correct. And Colleen, your last question. In which country is the Volvo company located?
Oh, I actually know that. I think it's Switzerland or Sweden. Sweden.
Sweden is correct. I
We
can't
bought a
believe
Volvo.
only one question tonight. Did we need the multiple choices? You both played so well, so strong. But in the end, let's go to the scoreboard here. I will pull it up.
I don't want to see it.
It's
So close. Oh wait, we haven't answered.
No,
it.
yeah.
wait a second. You're look at that. It was a 2-point game. You played great tonight. It really came down to just one question. And phenomenal job, Moxie. Unbelievable. Has a story for every answer. I love it. Thank you so much. Let's go back to Colleen and Bridgett, and then I have one final game if you want to play for fun. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I need to redeem myself. I feel really stupid right now. Even though I only missed 2 questions.
For any of the multiple choice, you would have totally ran that score.
Whatever.
Getting a hi from Vinny.
Hey, Vinny.
And, hey
Hi,
guys.
Benny.
Hi, Vinny.
Thanks
You
for
know-
turning in, Benny.
Mango says hi back.
Hi
Oh,
from
of course,
Mango.
the graphic is over Mango. But hi from Mango.
Let's
Mango
hide.
says hi.
Oh,
There
that.
you go. So let's real quick. Let's go back to Colleen and Bridgett. Hot flashes and cool topics. Go ahead and just let everybody know where they can find you. You said you're everywhere, so it should be easy.
We are everywhere, actually. But anywhere you find any podcast platform, you can find our podcast. And all the episodes are also on our website. So you can check out there. We have tons of stuff on the website, articles and blogs and what else? Any guest things that we've done.
Mhm.
So you can check us out pretty much there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
we're-
website's great. I was clicking around. I couldn't believe how deep it went. You just think you go to a podcast website, you get the episodes. You have so much content over there. Hot flashes, cooltopics.com. I don't think there's no and in it, right?
No,
Not
the
in
answer
the-
we couldn't
yeah.
put in, it wouldn't read it. So
Hot flashes, cooltopics.com. Check out Colleen and Bridgett. Great podcast. Tons of information on the website. Hot flashes, cooltopics.com. And then came out by just 2 points tonight. Moxie from the Your Brain on Facts podcast. Tell everybody where can we find you at?
Well, after they've listened to your entire back catalog, they can use the same program they're listening on to look up Your Brain on Facts. They can also go to yourbrainonfacts.com or follow me on the social medias, Facebook and Instagram, Your Brain on Facts, Twitter at Brain on Facts Pod.
The social medias. Like it.
you've got a great.
I don't even like that expression, but somebody said it once and it just stuck.
It's stuck with you.
It stuck.
So how long, Moxie, have you had your podcast?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. Okay, cool.
Yeah, once you get past that first 7 or 10, then you're
Yeah.
good for the long
You're
haul.
hooked. Yeah. So earlier tonight, I had a fact that I knew, and it's rare that I know anything on this show. This is a show about a guy who doesn't know much about trivia. Typically, hosting people who aren't trivia experts, but everybody played so well tonight. I said that Alaska, by total land area of the United States, Alaska is about 17% of all of the United States. So I have a list here of 13 states that are under 1%. So we'll just go in the same order. We'll go Moxie, Bridgett, Colleen, and you'll get a point for everyone, and we'll go until everybody gets 2 strikes. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of write these down as
So
we go.
say that again. What do you mean under 1%?
Okay.
Under 1% of what?
Let me set up my scorecard here.
Okay.
This is just a bonus for the fans at home.
Okay.
This will be included in the point.
See how little we know about.
Yeah, I'm like 1% of what?
Well, think of it.
Yeah.
Alaska's the biggest, and it's 17%.
So we're
Okay.
naming the
Okay.
13
13
smallest.
states are under 1% of the
1%.
total U.S.
Okay.
Land
Okay.
mass.
Okay.
So think small states. You should be good.
No.
And we'll go with Moxie first.
Oh, Rhode Island.
Rhode Island is absolutely the smallest at 0.04%. Moxie with a point. Over to Bridgett.
Delaware.
Delaware. You guys are going to go right up the list here. Number 49, Delaware with 0.07%. Colleen.
Vermont.
Vermont in 45th place with 0.25%. Moxie.
Connecticut.
Connecticut is 48th at 0.15%. Bridgett.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. You guys are knocking off the bottom part of this list. It's tied with Vermont at 0.25%.
I'm trying to think of others.
You ran through all the ones I was thinking of. Said Delaware already, right? Thinking up there. Smallest. You guys took all my answers. New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Because that's where I'm from.
It's
Represent.
smaller than New Hampshire. It's
Oh.
0.23%.
gee.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, just a little bit. I didn't know that.
Didn't know it
So-
either, but
So you
I knew that.
you 3 have gone 6 in a row. No X's yet. I still have 7 answers remaining.
Oh, gee.
Jesus.
We'll see who can stay in the longest. And back to Moxie.
Ah.
Maryland.
Maryland, number 42 at 0.33%. I don't know what to do if you guys run the board here. I don't have a backup.
I'll run out.
Okay.
All right, Bridgett,
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, number 44. The bottom of
Okay.
half of the list is now gone.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
Colleen,
Oh gosh, if I stay in that area, I would say New York, but I'll just guess New York because that's right around there.
New York is the first incorrect. You got your first strike.
Ugh.
Back to Moxie. We have 5 answers remaining of states that are under 1%.
West Virginia.
Oh, I was going to say
Mountain
that.
Highway, 0.64% is correct.
I was going to say that one. Let me see. Now I'm trying to go.
I recently
along.
learned that West Virginia was able to break off and become its own state when Virginia seceded from the Union, because the counties that formed West Virginia would have needed Virginia's permission. But once it declared it wasn't a state of the United States anymore, they were like, bye, Felicia.
Yeah, I knew that's why it was created. I'm from Kentucky.
Oh, okay, so yeah,
next to-
you're all over that
to it,
carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. However, I'm trying to think of the next state.
I was stalling for time for you.
You were, I know, but I was too intrigued.
But then she was into the
She was
I
too
was so
engaged.
intrigued by your story that gosh. Okay, I'm
Just
trying to.
say, Bridget, take your time.
I know. I'm trying to go in that area. Oh, no, it wouldn't be that state. I'm trying to. No, all those states up there are too many people. I mean, too many people, too much land. So I'm trying to go back over. Maine. I don't know.
Maine. Just creeping in there at 0.93% is correct.
Nice guess.
I want Bridget to go toe to toe with Moxie.
No.
Well, there's only 3 answers
Oh,
remaining.
geez.
Geography was never my subject.
And Colleen, your last, or Colleen, your turn.
It could be my last.
I wasn't foreshadowing anything. I was just
Sure. Bridget, you should have stalled more. I'll go with Louisiana.
Louisiana, incorrect.
Mm.
Colleen is out. It is going to be a head-to-head battle between Moxie and Bridget. Who will make it
Oh God.
back to
Come on,
Moxie?
Bridget.
South Carolina.
South Carolina at 0.84% is correct.
Oh boy. Have we said Vermont?
You did.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Yes,
Am
Vermont.
I wrong? Or,
We have two more.
you said South Carolina. She said
These are hard. Once you knocked off the first couple of,
Once we got rid of New England.
yeah.
Is it Arkansas?
Arkansas, incorrect. Bridgett, your first strike
Oh.
to Moxie.
Okay. I'm really torn, and again, not confident. I'd say North Carolina.
North Carolina, incorrect. Your first strike, back to Bridgett.
I'm sitting here in my head trying to think of the shapes of the states.
Bridgett, this was right, or if this is wrong, that's your second strike.
Okay.
You will be out.
Trying to think what's around. Oh boy. I'm trying to go up that. Am I leaving a state out that's on the East Coast? I'm like, we've said
None of us can help you. I'm
I
sorry.
know. We said Vermont.
We should have paid more attention to Animaniacs. There
I
would've been
know it. That's right. That's right. We said Delaware. We said, you said Maryland. Not Pennsylvania. It's not- I'm going to say Virginia. I know it's wrong.
Virginia,
You
Yeah.
never know.
incorrect. That'll
Okay.
be the second strike. We'll give Moxie the chance. There's two left on the list.
Oh, gee.
One will be like, but the other one is just under 1%. It's very difficult.
Well, I got a wild hair, and I'm going to guess Oklahoma.
I forgot about Oklahoma.
Now, I didn't say continental United States.
Oh, well, don't
Oh.
be a... He didn't. That's true.
Hawaii was
I
number
forgot about them
42.
because we never should have stolen their monarchy.
Well, correct. I can't change that.
Yeah.
And then the second one in the heartland, Indiana at 0.96.
Really? And I used to live there. I lived there.
Really?
I thought about Indiana.
I didn't think
It's
it was
kind of narrow and
It's a little narrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should have cited my source, but I promise you, there's my handwriting and. So that was a lot of fun. This was a great episode. I'm so glad everybody could join me tonight. Moxie from Your Brain on Facts, Bridgett and Colleen from Hot Flashes and Cool Topics. Anything else you want to say before we go?
Well,
Buy my book.
Whoa.
Sorry. Go ahead.
There's also a Your Brain on Facts book. Please check with your local bookseller from a safe distance because they need your love now more than ever.
Yes. I was just going to add that one of the symptoms of menopause is brain fog. So
It's terrible.
Yes. So there.
It's awful. I've almost burned the
look
house
how
down
awful
twice.
it is for Moxie. It's terrible for Moxie. Yeah. No, but
I just
yeah.
want to say thanks, Jeff. This was really
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, this
Thank
is
you.
a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you could join us. Hopefully you can collaborate on a show together, and that'll be. I can't
that'd
wait
be
to hear
cool.
that.
but not questions. No questions.
I love everybody's welcome back. This was so much fun. I'd love to have everybody back on a future episode if you're interested.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I will
Yeah.
always do trivia.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Until next week. I don't have anything else. I don't have a sign off.
We don't have an outro.
Not having a sign off is my sign off.
Well, as long as you're consistent, that's good
That's-
branding.
Mhm.
There you go.